Okay, so I want to show it so you can see it with your own eyes. So let's imagine that you're preparing your dinner and you're cutting up raw chicken on your cutting board, and some of that chicken gook spills over onto your countertop. What would you do? So you can pick up your cutting board and put that in the dishwasher, but you can't pick up your countertop and put that in the dishwasher. What are you going to do? So what I used to do was get one of those wipes out of the canister and wipe that down and throw that away, just like it showed me to do on the TV commercial. I had not ever read the directions on the back that told me that I needed to keep that area wet. My brand said for 4 minutes, and I was definitely not keeping that area wet for 4 minutes so that it could do its job. And I was also not rinsing that with water after I had used my wipe, and that's what the instructions said on the wipes that I used. I read the instructions after I got home from my first Norwex party. So let me show you what I do now. So this plate is going to be our countertop. And I've got this yuck chicken on the countertop. Can you hear my dogs playing with each other? Okay. They're playing. Oops, I'm sorry, I got so distracted. Okay. So you see, I'm wiping my hands on my Norwex swab. So these are testing swabs. They test for the presence of protein. Norwex does not supply these with us. We get them from a third party. These are the kind of thing that the health department would use to test restaurant cleanliness and safety, that kind of thing. So I'm going to swab this area, and what will happen is this solution, when I release this solution, it's either going to turn purple or green. Purple shows a contaminated surface. And I think we all know that this is going to be a contaminated surface. So yep, it turned purple right away. No surprise there, right? Okay, so what I would do if it were in my kitchen, this is my countertop, I'm going to take my EnviroCloth and just wipe this all up. Okay, and now I'm taking a new one, and I'm going to, every time, I'm like, how do I open these things? Yeah, that's weird. So, remember, we are either want to see purple or green. Green is clean. Purple shows a contaminated surface. Oh, so right away, yeah, but it's pretty green. You can see against the plate, green and purple. So green was clean. Okay, so the first time I saw this, I was like, okay, I get it. The plate is clean because the cloth cleaned it. But I was thinking, so now you're going to have to go put this in the laundry room and wash this before you can use it again. And how is that going to be cost effective, and how is that going to save me time, unless these things cost $1, which I was pretty sure they did not. But then I was reminded by my consultant that those scoops had gone to work, and they, as I cleaned the surface, they had scooped all the chicken gunk up into all of those little scoops, and the silver in the cloth had gone to work to self-purify this cloth. So now, in theory, if this were my real kitchen, I would go and I would rinse this out under hot water. I would scrub it up against itself. I would wring it out. But just to show you, now let's say I want to wipe up my child's high chair. I don't have a baby, but let's say I did. I could go back over this, a new surface with this same cloth that I just used. Okay, so I'm going to use this one that was green. Now if there's any contaminant on this plate, this swab, is going to turn purple. You can see that it's hard on the screen. You can see, is it purple or green? Yeah. Or, yeah, it's not purple. And then you can see in here, still green. And green. So, now just to show you that I don't have some trick up my sleeve and I have a purple one and a green one, when I touch this to the chicken, goop, oh, it turned purple right away. I don't know if you can see. Oh, that's really hard to see. Yeah, there. And when I put this in, this green liquid is now going to turn purple. It'll take a little, well, it didn't really take that long actually. So just to prove to you that I was not being sneaky. So it effectively cleaned this plate, and like I said, if this were my real life, I would wash this, rinse it under the sink in hot water. The hot water swells the fibers and lets all the stuff that is in that the cloth is holding tight, it lets it release. You can wash it down the sink. And then you're going to want to hang it up and it will dry once every 24 hours. That's the way to keep it, that self-purifying process. Okay, so I'm going to show you another demonstration real quick. And this was the one, I have to be honest, when I first saw the chicken demonstration, I was blown away. I was like, whoa, wow, that's, you know, it's a paradigm shift. You really have to think about cleaning differently. And it took me a little bit to process it, but when I saw the butter demonstration that I'm going to show you in just a second, that was the one that really caught my attention, because I had been having a struggle with my stainless steel refrigerator. I could not keep the thing clean. It was just smeared with fingerprints all the time, and I had tried all kinds of cleaners, and they, some of them worked okay, but they were streaky, and some of them just didn't work at all. I finally found one that was basically okay, and not as streaky as the rest, but when I would wake up in the morning, because it was a chemical, it attracted all kinds of dust and dog hair, and it just stuck to my refrigerator. And that is the last thing you want on your refrigerator. So when I saw this demonstration, I thought, okay, if this works on a mirror or a window, then it will work on my stainless steel, and it certainly does. So, oh, can you get the butter? Voila, butter. I am going to smear this butter all over. You can see, good. That's a lot of butter. Now, you can imagine if this were really on your mirror or on your window, that would take a lot of cleaning to get that off. And it would take multiple cleanings to get all the streaks out, and you would probably still be walking by it and see streaks for a while. But with the EnviroCloth, I'm going to first remove the butter. That's where these multiple surfaces come in handy. Keep working to remove that butter. And then I take my window cloth that comes behind and shines. You kind of wad this up. This is a hard one to see on video, but I hope that you can see that there are no streaks. Oh, that's nothing. When I do this, I clean my car windows with this, and inevitably, when I do it, I will think that I'll be telling the kids, roll the window up. I think that the window is down because it gets it so clear. And it doesn't attract. I can do this and it doesn't leave streaks because there's no chemical, no product left on here to streak. Nothing is going to catch because that's what our products are designed to do, is to attract dust and dirt and grime. So those are the 2 demos that I have for you. I hope that you're able to see. I always like it better in person, but hopefully you were able to see just what makes our microfiber better than anything else that you can buy on the market.